All right, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Gonna start out this video a little different. Okay, I'm gonna do some educational things of what I've been seeing because maybe not everybody knows the terms I use. I use volume profile, market profile. It's just a way for me to look at the market at a different way. Kind of helps me see things easier. Instead of going into the SPX daily chart today, I'm just going to start with this macro chart I like to look at. This macro chart is right here. So I want to show you a couple things of what I have here on the right and highlight it in white. So I'm going to highlight it in white and yellow. So all this white is volume. And that's volume for the year of 2022. So, which just shows you each volume price at volume. So that's basically how many contracts traded at those prices. Okay, so if you have a big spike here, that's the most traded price. If you have a little divot here, that's called a low volume node, which is could be support or resistance. Okay, that's basically all it is. It's volume on its vertical side, but it's volume at price. It's not like volume for the day. It's not the same thing as you looking at a volume for the day. It's at each price. So in that, it's very easy to see here. If you look at the profile, I'll just show you it again in the white. And I have it, my system plots it as right here. And this pink line is the most traded price of the year. And that's 41.20. Okay. We are right here right now. Okay. So in the grand scheme of things, we're at the most traded price of the year. Okay. Holding the auction up, holding the market up. Okay, we're really, it's going to be hard to move out of this. So anytime you have this volume, like I'm showing you, it's not easy to just break out of it. Okay, it's going to slow down the market. Okay, it's going to slow it down. So really quickly, I could point out how I love to look at this chart is each one of these big highlighted profiles is a monthly profile. Okay, these are monthlies. These are monthlies, right? This is this month. Okay, so that's the month. So I can come here and really quickly get a macro view of what we've been doing, right? So right here, this is the month of June. Okay, so this is June right here. This is June. That is horrible, but that's June. Okay, so here's a low. Here's July. Here's a higher low in the month, right? Here's August, higher low, right? Obviously, we all know we're trending up, right? And then break it down a little farther. We have the weeks, right? So we also have weeks. So each blue profile here, 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 you get the point, is weeklies. So higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So obviously we have a trending market, okay? But this is just gives us a big macro view of what we've been doing for each month and what we've been doing for each week, okay? Also, what plots here is every profile has a most traded price, just like I talked to you about the most traded price of the year, which is 41.20. Each week and each month have a most traded price, okay? And I have that plotted here as well. So, let's take last month, okay? Last month's most traded price was 38.57. Okay. Now you can't really see it that great, but each week, like I'll just take this week per se. This most traded price was 39.58 or 39.68. All right. So I can see the most traded price of each week and each month, and that tells us a lot. Okay. It tells us a lot because it tells us that anytime there's a lot of volume traded at price, if we gonna go down, that's probably where we're gonna come and visit. Okay, that's how the market works. We move, you can clearly see it, right? We move from balance and we move to excess, we break out. Then we move to balance, and then from here we're gonna go like this or like this. We're gonna break out of this balance, and we're waiting for CPI. So that's the key for this week. I'm not expecting much today, but that's the key. All right. So that's what I wanted to show everybody, this macro chart. I love it because you can just come in and see. You don't get tied into the price action of the intraday, and you just look at, okay, what are we doing here? And the other thing I have here is you can notice this little green and red line. That's the monthly VWAP, which we're literally at right now, the monthly VWAP. Okay. I can get into that later, but that's, everybody knows what VWAP is, or maybe you don't, volume weighted average price. But that's mine from the month. So I just plot them from each beginning of each month. We tagged it. We're at it right now. So like I said, we're in balance, and this is real big balance because it's the most traded price of the year. So it's a big level that we're gonna break out above or below on. Okay. So now that I showed everybody that, so we got a pushed out view of what we're looking at, right? So I want to go now into the market profile, okay? And let's look at the ES. All right. Okay, so here's ES. All right. So what did we do? What are we looking at here? Obviously, we're looking at balance. Okay. We're in our balance area. Okay. This is the VWAP, which I talked to you about earlier. That's the monthly VWAP, where price is right there, right now. Okay. So, yesterday had a little more balance. However, yesterday I talked about this pre-market. I talked about it. Okay. So in the overnight, we gapped up. Okay. We opened here. We moved up. Everybody was caught long here. And what happened? Right? People took profits and people sold off. Right? And the reason why is because of this consolidation. This is the resistance level of the consolidation that from June. Okay, that was the consolidation from June. I can quickly show you what I'm talking about. Just to go into the SPX chart, so we basically, let's see here. I just want to show you really quickly. We basically came right up to the top of this balance here. Okay, came right up to it and we sold off, which I expected because of, we're going to get resistance there the first time we go there. That's expected. Okay, and that's what happened. So going back to the mark profile, so that's what happened. So we basically went all the way back down to here. Didn't take out Friday's lows, but like went back down to here, and we balanced for the rest of the session. Okay, so we're just in a big balance area. There's not much more than that happened. Let's look at the NQ. All right, we're also in a balance area here and here, obviously. Okay, and we're gapping down right now in the NQs. We're right here, and let's see here. Let's go back to the ES just to see where we're at right now. And we're not gapping down right now. Now in futures, you don't consider a gap down unless you're beneath the low. It's not the close, it's the low in futures. The institutions don't consider that a gap unless it's below the low. So right now we're not below the low. We were earlier. We came down. We were there. Okay. So now I just want to, now that I cleared up, we're in balance. It's kind of what we've been doing all week. I still consider us to do this week. I want to show you the futures chart. So let me go to that. Give me one sec. So here's ES futures. And what I've been noticing, or what I've been seeing, this is where I look for patterns. I draw my supply and demand zones. Quick thing on these red box and the green box. This is the green is demand zone, the red is supply zone. Basically, the gist of that is the supply zone is where sellers will be present. Okay, someone says overhead supply, that's what they mean. Sellers are present. Okay, sellers were very active when we broke from these areas. Demand, this has been holding, right? If you can just see, demand is where buyers are. So look, every time we came in this demand zone, it gets bought. Okay, so this is the supply zone from yesterday that I just plotted. So we'll see if we come into here and what happens, right? We'll see. So I plot those out every day. What I saw earlier was earlier in the morning when I was doing all my levels, as I saw a head and shoulders here. Okay, pattern, and we broke the neckline. Okay, we broke it. We had selling happening. Nvidia selling, coin, AMD, Snow, Amazon, they're all down. Tech's down. Semiconductors are down. Hoping that move. Obviously, the stocks aren't tied to the futures overnight because they don't move with underlying. They don't move with the stocks until 9:30. But obviously, the stocks still, you can still sense weakness. Okay, so that's what I saw. Now, what did we come to, right? What did this price come to? This candlestick. Again, my volume profile of the last year, the hot pink line, right? 4120. 4120. That's the area. We're probably, most likely not going to go through that area because it's just like a wall. It's a wall until it's not. And when it's not, you get a big move. Okay? You get a big move. So, what I'm expecting now is we're probably going to balance. I would, to me, what I would expect is we're probably going to push back up to here and balance. I'll show you on the zoomed in chart of my market profile what I'm seeing. Well, let's see here. So, but that's the pattern I'm kind of seeing now. So right now my levels I'm looking at here is this level right here. Let's look at that level. This level, 41.54. That is resistance in the overnight, right? So this level I'm going to really look at. If we can break this level, maybe we get a couple points up higher. Maybe we go into supply. I don't know, but I'm gonna be eyeing that level. Okay, that's the level that bulls can take out. If they don't, we probably chop, right? So that's an important level for me. Another important level is 4105. Got a kind of a double bottom here, and this is the hourly chart. So that's kind of what I'm looking at in the ES. Again, today I don't expect much because CPI is coming out tomorrow. So the market is probably going to just chop and wait for information tomorrow, right? Let's look at the Qs or the NQ, right? NQ weaker, okay? We also have a level here, 13,225, overnight resistance. We could possibly come up here. I don't know, a little weaker, right? You can see that we dropped a little bit into this range, okay? Same pattern, kind of I'm seeing, right? Little show, that's the eraser. That ain't gonna work, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder, broke it. I didn't expect much for it to fall too much. I mean, it fell to here. Didn't expect that, but you know what? I can see it's coming back into here, chopping around. We'll see, right? Until I get to the next chart. So the next chart I want to show you guys is just crude because I trade crude every day. So crude's about to open. So just to show you crude, we'll come in here, and crude has caught a bid here from 87.23 this level. It can't get any lower. It was bound to happen. I mean, crude gotten hammered, but now we broke my supply zone and we're kind of building value here. And this could go up higher. This could definitely come up to here, at least into this consolidated area here, to 93.61. We'll see. We'll see. So now I'm going to finish it off really quickly of possible possible scenarios that we can look at for the ES. So again, we have most traded price is 41.50, value area high, value area low. Now value area alone, just to explain that, is usually around 68 to 70% of the most traded volume. So just look at this area as the most trading has happened in this area. Okay, it's very important because value is what matters. It's where 70% of the trade that's been happening over the last 5 days. Okay, so we really need to come outside of it to feel anything of change. Okay, so right now there's not much change. Okay, we're still within value. So what I see right now, this is what my game plan will be for the day. Now we made overnight lows here. Okay, so we got overnight lows here. So what I'm looking at is, you know, I'm looking at balance. Okay, because we opened up here and we have a lot of shorts here. You can see the most traded price overnight is here. Okay, most traded price of yesterday is here at 41.41. Okay, so opposite of kind of what I said yesterday. Okay, so now everyone's short. We got most traded volume is up here, right? And now we're made lows and we're coming back. Okay, so these shorts here don't want to see price move higher here, right? Because they're gonna get squeezed. And I'm not projecting a big move today because I believe it's balanced, but I believe that that is the play today. All right, I'm looking for 41.50 to see if price can move above it, hold, break this level 41.55, move up into supply, and maybe we bounce around, maybe we come back down. That's really the gist of what I'm looking at today. I don't see much happening but balance. Now, just a quick bear case. We could open up, push up, get rejected here, come down here, okay? And we could take out the overnight lows and maybe we go here down to this low of 41.05 and maybe we jump up here and we balance. That's a possible scenario for the bear. But I think overall today basically is we're going to move up here. We might come up here and we're going to probably chop around. I think we'll chop around after the lunchtime and then we'll see what happens. Hopefully this made sense today, everybody. I didn't sound like I'm a corpse. I've been listening to myself and put a little more energy into it. I'm sorry about the corpsey monotone voice. And any questions, any comments or questions would be welcomed. And I wish everybody a good luck today in trading. And let's get it. Let's get that market today.